All right. Hey, it's your buddy the Dreamer back. But now we are having our Rage Breed meet and greets that will be up on Rage Breed TV tomorrow. And I have in Dreamland Studios right now, I have my epic guest from last night, Miss Karina A. Shears. She's back. And I have M. Fuller. And I do have Sarah Parker. So come on, guys. Come on, Dreamer. It's just the Halloween special of Rage Breed's Meet and Greet. Say hello. All right, there's Sarah, there's Em, there's Karina.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Rock and roll.
Hey,
Hey,
All good?
everybody.
rock and roll.
I've got my wine. I'm happy. I've got one glass of wine. It's nice red as well. It's a Lindeman's Talana. Apparently, it's a Shiraz Cabernet. So I thought, with it being Halloween, it needs to be red,
Yeah.
you know,
Fair.
Yep.
as opposed to limeade.
See, and I'm just boring. I've just got water.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. No, I just thought, do you know what? I was thinking, what should I bring tonight? Should I have? I love Vimto. Don't knock the Vimto.
I'm not knocking it.
It's
Got
so
two
good.
flavours. It's even better. It's like, wait, in case I get bored with one, I've got the other one.
Oh,
There we go.
nice. I like the other one. The original version, but no added sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Shameless plug,
Yep, bit of
but
Vimto
not.
there.
Yeah.
Seems like I'm the alcoholic here, then, doesn't it?
I don't have my Jack Daniels or my Fireball out yet, so
No.
Fair.
I
Well, it's
wouldn't say
okay
that.
because I don't have to be up tomorrow. Really, it's my day off tomorrow, so I'm like, woohoo! That's why I'm doing this. It's like, yay! But anyway, guys, welcome to Meet and Greets. Welcome to the Halloween special. So obviously, you guys are pretty new to Rage Breed. You've recently just joined. So I wanted everyone to sort of get to meet you guys because obviously they know some of our team already, but obviously then they don't know you. So, Sarah, if you want to just introduce yourself and what you do for the team.
Well, my name's Sarah. I am very much a newbie. Quite happily admit that. And I always get the wording wrong. Job description. When you give someone a big job description, it's there and it's wrong. Let me see if I can get this. Media Sales Accounts Manager.
Yeah, that's the one.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, I know. I kept getting the two words mixed around sometimes. I was like calling it, and then I realized when I was doing my designing, I was putting two words like the different way around. I was like, no, and I had to keep going back and amending it. It was really annoying. But yes, so Sarah's our media account sales manager, and she will be doing the sales side of the magazine, selling advertising space and compilation deals. And Em here is doing a kind of a hybrid role, aren't you? You're doing script writing for Lake of Dreams, as you guys know, and the Mind Lapse thing, and also he is senior admin manager as well. So we will be bringing in more admin staff that will be under him eventually.
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't realise how big of a
Oh
job
my
it
God.
is
Yeah.
until you start doing it. But imagine I was doing your job as well before that,
Oh,
as well as what I do.
I've got no words for the amount of randomly receiving messages at 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which lucky I'm still up at this time. I'm usually up at that time of day, so it's not
Yeah.
that bad. But
Yeah.
not prepared for the amount of work that went into that at all.
No.
You are absolutely insane for doing something like that. That's crazy.
I know, because I run the label side, so I've always got all the people who obviously message me at 3-4 o'clock because they're in America, a lot of them, So even my band are in America, so they're like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And I'm like, "It's 4 a.m."
Yeah. Yes.
But I kind of got used to it. I kind of started to sleep earlier when I wasn't doing the full-time job. And I started to sleep earlier and then wake up at 3, and then I'd spend time with them and then do what I needed to do. So I kind of had a system going. But we do definitely need more people in terms of admin, I think, and probably need a bit more HR as well. So, but it will happen. It will happen. It's all about the recruiting at the moment. As you guys know, we've been sharing loads of recruiting ads, so we are trying to get some more people involved.
Baby steps at the minute, baby steps, but we're getting there.
That's it. So it's all good. So right, so I'm gonna, since it's a Halloween theme, I wanted to ask you some fun questions. So if I start off with the dreamer, actually, because it's usually him interviewing people, so today I'm going to interview you as well. So what I wanted to ask was, what is the weirdest Halloween outfit you've ever worn?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
That was obnoxious, drunk, good times.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
exactly. But it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that was still when I was a rock star in my own mind. And I was living the rock star life to the hill. I wasn't married, so boy, party on.
Yeah, damn straight.
That was Pee Wee Herman.
Cool.
Pee Wee Herman. I think that if I remember, memory serves me correctly. Did I get in a fight that night? No. No, I think people were scared to come near me, and I was at a party with a bunch of devils and witches and everything roaming around. And here comes Pee Wee Herman. So, I don't know. I had a laugh, but then the next year I went back to the same party, and this time I made up my own costume.
Did you?
And I had this whole goth, like wizard,
nice,
and
cool
thing going on. When I still had hair, I had a long goatee.
Yeah,
and I had like this black robe, black velvet robe. And, I go walking into the party, and now that was a good party.
Cool.
That was one of the best times I probably had in my entire life.
Oh,
had a good old time.
Yeah, you can't beat parties, can you, to be fair.
Some great bands. I got up on stage and I sang and met some very lovely people. It was
awesome.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Okay. Well, Sarah, what about you then? What's the weirdest Halloween outfit you've ever worn?
I think it must be as a child, and it had to be done in England as a child, which was a black bin liner.
That's awesome.
Do you know when your parents forgot to get you an outfit?
Yeah.
And that was it, right? You're going as a witch, let's stick a hat on you and a black bin liner.
Wow.
Belt round your waist, that's it. You're trash.
It was like, from those days, it was like, if you were in the 70s, you would have worn that when going to see The Clash. But it was like 80s, 90s, full bin liner hat. Oh, yeah, it's Halloween. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Cheap and cheerful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you was lucky, you got a silver marker pen and you got to draw like stars and moons on it.
Nice.
But I wasn't the only child, so I wasn't the only one left out with, just a black bin liner. There was a few of us.
Fair enough. What about you, Em? So what's the weirdest Halloween costume you've ever worn?
I actually went in my wrestling gear once to a Halloween party.
Did you?
I actually did, and this was back years and years ago. God, we're talking nearly 20 years ago. I actually went in my wrestling gear. I had the big old Legion of Doom style spikes I wore for a couple of Halloweens in a row.
Oh, no way, Legion of Doom!
That sort of thing. I had these massive things that I found at a shop. It was made out of latex, and literally it was huge spikes I wore them for a few wrestling matches, like exactly like Legion of Doom used to do, and I thought, I'm going to wear this for Halloween for the next 4 or 5 years until they actually wrecked. So that opened a few eyes, especially when you're wearing that thing and how hot it is in one of those get-ups. It was ridiculous. It was not nice, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Won me a few drinks, I must admit.
Cool. That's all right then, isn't it?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just wore really boring stuff like the usual, like witch. I wore a devil thing once, which was quite cool. I'm just trying to think what the weirdest one I've actually gone as. Probably a maid. That was weird because everyone else was just like wearing like all the evil stuff, and I was just like, I can't fight. It was one of those last minute decisions to go out. I was like, what do I have? And I was like, I don't have anything Halloweeny at the minute because it's just all the same stuff like a witch's hat and stuff. And so I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna go as a maid. I've got an apron somewhere that'll do. Yeah. But I'll tell you one person at work, one of the places I worked, he came to work as a banana, and I laughed so much because he actually had a massive banana outfit on. And I was like, how are you going to work in an office? How are you even going to sit down? It was really funny. But yeah, so Lewis, if you're watching, that was probably one of the funniest outfits I've ever seen. So question number 2. Okay, so Dreamer.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the scariest film you have ever seen?
Well, I've seen a lot of them. Bambi.
That's the scariest film. I love his answers. So you're expecting something like, I don't know, Halloween or something, and he's like Bambi. I'm like, okay.
Nah. Okay, seriously?
Yeah.
The scariest movie, Karina, I could say that I've ever seen. I don't get scared.
Really?
I mean, I grew up in the whole mystical, magical realm, so I've seen a lot and done a lot and lived a lot, and I really, nothing really scares me. But I will tell you, suspense-wise, Alfred Hitchcock's vintage movie, The Birds.
Oh yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I was just, and I remember going on a field trip. Well, at the time, or a family road trip, and I ended up going to Bodega Bay, where up north, where Alfred Hitchcock filmed the schoolhouse scene and stood on the steps of the church where Alfred Hitchcock had the birds crash through the windows and storm the church.
Wow.
It was at that moment that I got the sensation and the realization that when I was a kid and I saw that movie for the first time, it was true horror. It was true gothic, true madness. And I gotta tell you, when I visited the locations, it was, I have a picture of the church in the other room, but there was something real serious about, real dark and real heavy about what Alfred Hitchcock was doing at that time.
Sure.
And the birds, boy, those, I still think about the birds. You know,
Yeah.
like I'll see a crow on the telephone pole or something. I'll walk up, I'll look up and wait for the crow to look at me. And I'll go, ah! And I don't know if that's just my way of of dealing with the freaking the trauma, the realness. But if I may, Karina, one other thing, Fourth of July. Oh my God. Friday the 13th,
Mm.
the very first Jason Voorhees,
Yeah.
very first Friday the 13th. When that first movie came out,
Mm.
I was by myself.
Oh.
It was raining.
Oh God.
The
Sounds
thunder
quite
was
spooky.
banging and the lightning was flashing.
Fuck.
And I had to walk home in the pouring rain
That's brutal.
from the movie theater.
Oh no.
And it was about 5 mile high. And the streets were black.
Oh God, the atmosphere, man.
There was no cars on the street.
Mm.
And walking right down the middle of the street. I didn't even want to walk on the sidewalk.
Mm.
I got right in the middle,
Mm.
walking down the island.
Mm.
And for miles down this island were big trees.
Mm.
So here I am, this long-haired, freaky white boy from Los Angeles, California, Black Sabbath t-shirt, his upside-down cross, and he's walking down the island on this dark, rainy, stormy evening,
Mm-hmm.
and the trees were making noises
Oh God.
the whole entire time for about 3.5 miles.
Yeah.
And I kept looking up above me, up to look through the trees, and I swear I saw black shadows up on top of the trees for about 3 miles, the whole following me for that whole stretch of road. And all I could keep thinking was, Jason's up there.
Oh, this kid's just so scared for the
Jason's up
movie.
there.
Oh.
Looking, I'm like, shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get out the. So my heart's beating and my adrenaline's pumping and I'm running faster, running faster. And then I finally broke the tree line, got off the island, was walking on the sidewalk, and I thought to myself, he almost got me. It's real. He almost got me.
Oh.
And I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that's quite scary, actually, isn't it? Going after a film like that and then walking down a stretch. Yeah, that's something that will scar you forever. But yeah. What about you, Sarah? What's the scariest movie you've ever seen?
Very similar to Dreamer. I don't get scared.
Mm.
It's actually a part of a movie that has got me the most scared, and it's the fire dancers from Labyrinth.
Oh, really?
When they take off the head and throw them around, and then they want to take Sarah's head off.
Yeah.
And it was just that innocent, they're innocents, they're playing about because they can do it, they think she can do it.
Yeah.
And it's that whole point of, they don't realise that her head doesn't come off. And there's so many of them, they're going to get a head. And it still gets me now, that bit. I still kind of like hide behind hands. But rest of the film doesn't bother me at all. It's just that scene.
That particular section. Yeah. That's interesting because I don't know if any of you have ever seen the prelude to The Wizard of Oz. There's a film called Return to Oz.
Yeah.
And there's a bit in it where they've got the Wheelers.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, their laugh is just like, it's just deadening. And there's a bit in there where there's a witch and she's got different heads in like these glass cabinets.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And when she wakes up and they all start screaming, I was like, I was a child when I was watching this. This is meant to be like, that was more scary than a normal horror, but that I remember feeling quite scared with that movie. Really well made though. It's probably one of the darkest kids films that you probably will ever see. It's a bit like, I don't know if you ever saw what's it called? The one with the hares. Do you remember Watership Down?
Oh, that was. Ooh,
That
yeah.
was very dark, wasn't it? The bit with the general in it. Yeah, I remember as a child being really scared of that. But yeah. No, but I hear you on Labyrinth. I love Labyrinth, by the way. I love those sort of old school movies, Willow, Legend, and all that. But yeah, I think those movies did capture quite unnerving bits, didn't they? I mean, you know, when you look at some of the older fantasy stuff, I'm getting a bit geeky here, but you know, like with Legend, and you have like the bit where, you know, there's a devil with that voice, you know, and it's really good representation. You know, he's really massive, and he's got this bellowing voice, and you know, I remember being quite scared when I was little when I was watching that. So, what about you, Em? Is there any films that have ever scared you?
When I was a kid, I watched Aliens, and now I'm not scared of it. But there is one scene that gets me every single time. When I was a kid, it gave me nightmares for years, and I mean years.
Yeah.
It's the one bit in Aliens when they're in that room, and Hudson, I think he's going mental, saying, "Well, they should be already in here, man. Game over, man. Game over." And nobody knows where they are. They think they should be in the room, and then all of a sudden you see Sigourney Weaver's character just look up.
Yeah.
It's the one bit she looks up.
Yeah.
The rest of the film I'm absolutely fine with, but that one bit when she looks up and you're thinking, oh god, they're in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then they poke the ceiling open and you can just see them crawling really quietly through. That shits me up.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
No problem.
That and then the entire film of Event Horizon.
Oh god, that film. Yeah.
Is the scariest film ever made, in my opinion. That film is ridiculous.
Oh god, that scared the crap out of me as well.
Yeah. I've only watched it once and I daren't watch it again. I can't watch it. It's messed up.
It's that bit where they go Liberate Me, and he's
like,
what does that mean?
No, that's the scariest bit.
Yeah.
It's like you're listening to Liberate Me, and it's like, and then you got the captain and he has the eyeballs in his hands.
Yeah.
Why do you even have that?
It was horrible. I remember watching it at the cinema, and I was so scared. And I was in the cinema as well, but it was, oh my god, it was probably one of the scariest movies.
Oh,
but
easily.
I have to say as well, when I was really young, I used to love scary movies. I used to be really into all the horrors and stuff. And I got to the point where nothing was scaring me anymore, and so I started to go into Japanese tartan extreme horror. Oh my god. And I'll be honest with you, like, I know some people are like, doesn't scare me, but for me, when I watched The Ring, the Japanese version, and Dark Water and The Eye.
Oh, Dark Water was so good.
Oh, wasn't it?
So good.
But it's so scary as well. I'm like, no. Oh, it's horrible. It's like when she went in the toilet cubicles and you just see her feet and loads of water coming, and you're like, oh, that's so horrible. It's giving me shivers now. Like,
see, I'm the one who laughs at that. I'm really,
it didn't affect me. Yeah.
See, the only thing was, when I was younger, I went to cinema for my birthday with my dad and my boyfriend because he had to come along. Yeah. We went to see Final Destination, the very first one.
Yeah.
My dad had hold of my hand and was jumping all the way through that. And my then boyfriend was jumping all the way through that. The only part I jumped at was they panned to a clown, because I don't like clowns.
Oh, yeah.
So anything else, and I'm just sat there, and this clown comes in this totally innocent scene, and I jump, and they both look at me, and I went, you're on 10, I'm on 1.
Yeah, exactly. What did you feel about the film It, may I ask? Do you remember there was a Stephen King's It? Now, they had the original film, which was quite... That fucked me up as a child, because I watched that when I was too young. I must have been 9 or something when I watched that. I shouldn't have been watching it, but you know what you're like when you're little. You're a bit rebellious, and you're like, oh, I'm going to watch it in my room then if I'm not allowed downstairs.
Mhm.
So I used to do that, and oh my god, clowns! I'm the same with clowns, by the way. Can't stand them. It's just there's just something really freakish about it.
It
Um,
I thought the original It was a lot scarier than the remake. A
yeah, the
lot
original.
scarier.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
original
remake
was.
is literally just the Goonies with jump scares.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't find
Yeah.
the new one that scary at all, but
Mm.
definitely the old It
Yeah.
was
Tim
just like,
Curry.
wow.
Oh
Oh god, it's the.
no.
Do you remember the bit where he opens the album of what's his name? Is it his brother? And the photo winks and then blood starts pouring from the book.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, just
Mm.
don't even go there. Like I was so scared at that just freaked me the fuck out, big style.
This is so wrong.
Yeah. So I think with horror it's one of these those, isn't it? Because I think everyone's got their own scare things, what things that they're really afraid of. Like there's some people that really hate slasher, and there's some people that really hate spooky stuff like poltergeists and stuff like that. So Will, what is your if there's something that you're afraid of in terms of in a film, like clowns or slashers, things like that. What is there anything that you particularly don't like that you won't watch?
Well, ghosts and spirits, I'm perfectly at home with. I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Clowns,
Yeah.
they're iffy. Now,
Yeah. Fine.
keep in mind, I'm getting ready to create, produce, and host a freaking worldwide live stream in January called
Good electric sound.
Hell. So this is going to be an incredible adventure for me creating this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm going to see that damn clown
Yeah.
every day that I'm working on this project. That
Oh,
clown's
God.
going to be in my face.
Oh God.
So I need to
Overcome the fear.
overcome this clown so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
could do what I need, what I need.
Yeah.
I'm everybody's hoping I do. So, but I need to.
Ease yourself in a bit.
That clown just looking at you like.
Yeah. No.
I'm just like, dude. When the graphic was first shown to me, I almost fell out of my chair. I was like, oh my God, wicked, dude. And then I started looking in his eyes.
Oh no.
Started looking in that clown's eyes. Boy, I was like, oh my God. It really took me over. Oh no. And also I got this impending feeling of doom over my head. And I was just like freaking out. I was just like,
oh God, I forgot about that.
But then I pulled the picture off.
You've just literally got the design recently, so it has got a massive clown on the actual flyer.
And I'm like, now that clown may make an appearance. You never know.
Oh.
But I will say this: that if that clown is anywhere around me,
yeah, no,
I got a problem with that. But actually, me and him, like most situations that I have trouble mingling, because I'm not really a people person. I'm not. I'm a loner. I'm a shadow flying around in the sky with wings and looking for a place to land. And I have a hard time. But when I meet people that I actually feel like that That'd
you
be
can connect with. Yeah.
that'd be cool, man. Excuse my
Yeah,
language,
yeah.
you know. And
Cool.
sorry, yeah, straight out the topic there, but yeah, that clown. That
Yeah.
clown. Birds. I remember, that thought's always in the back of my head. So
Yeah.
when I see a lot of birds flying around, I'm like, get over here. But my favorite
Oh,
one,
God.
and then I'll shut up because I want to hear what everybody else has to say. But my favorite thing
Mm.
is when a crow
Mm.
lands on my fence,
Yeah.
and I will go outside,
Mm.
stand about 8 feet from it, and just stare at it. And let me tell you, crows are very smart.
Mm.
They'll just
Yeah.
stare at you.
No, really.
And
Yeah.
stare
Oh,
at you
I've
and
never.
look at you, and you're like, wow.
I lost the staring competition to a crow.
Right,
Fuck.
yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm getting hairs right now. Look at that hair standing up right now
Yeah,
talking about it.
Mm.
yeah,
There's a reason why crows,
yeah,
as well as cats,
yeah.
are
Yeah.
considered gods in Egypt and
Mm.
shackles because they have a real mystical quality about them.
Mm.
And there's just something about them. There's just something that's not like that bluebird over there. Or
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
something that's not like that poodle over there. There's just something about them. Never mind me, guys. When I get on a topic I really like, I just want to dig deep in it.
Yeah. No,
That's
good.
how I work. Sorry about that.
Fair.
All right, don't worry. It's all good. What
Mm.
about you, Sarah, then? So is any particular things that freak you out in movies that you just cannot, like, there's no way you can watch it? Is there any certain things like clowns or birds?
Not really, because normally the clowns get the comeuppance. So kind of, even though I don't like it, I wait for that. I'm like, the clown's gonna get it at
Yeah.
some point. No, I'll give anything I watch. I do like
I'm like looking
my
up my
anime and Japanese stuff as well. So
Oh,
some of the
yeah.
graphic
Freaks
stuff
me
that
out
comes
right
out
now.
there.
Yeah, anime's well
Um,
good, isn't it?
I think I'm one of these people, to get over your fear, you've got to face it. And the best way to face it is when you're at the other side of a screen watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Mm.
must admit, though, there was one film that really did scare the crap out of me for about 2 weeks, and it's called Sinister. And
Sinister.
yeah, don't ever watch it. It is so bad. I couldn't sleep, kept getting nightmares.
Oh,
It was one of these that just really freaked me out. And there's another film called Ravenous, and it's basically about cannibalism. And I thought, what am I watching? After that, it was like, why am I watching this stuff? Because I just kept getting nightmares from it. So I just kind of eased off the horror. But I think now it's coming to Halloween. I'm kind of feeling all, let's get spooked out a little bit. What about
I've already
you,
watched my. Actually, on that subject we were just on, I've already started watching my go-to Halloween films for this year. So So this year I decided to watch the Omen trilogy. So I watched the first one last night at like silly late in the morning. I thought, I'll stick it on. I thought I'll fall asleep to it. No, I did not.
No.
No.
Sleep to Omen.
Yeah, it's like things I don't like seeing in films. I don't like jump scares. I hate jump scares. I don't like it when people go boo to me and stuff like that, standing behind my back. I hate that. But I think the physical thing, and this is going to be a bit weird, penguins.
Don't you like Happy Feet?
Happy Feet scares the living shit out of me. I'm not joking.
No, Happy Feet's well good.
No. I don't know if you've seen Batman Returns.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We have two things there. We have penguins and we have clowns.
Yeah.
And we have Danny DeVito as the most twisted thing I have ever seen in film.
That is amazing performance.
It was a fantastic performance, but that was wrong.
Yeah.
That just the look of him was just wrong. And then, like, towards the end of the film, he's got these little, sorry, spoilers. The film's 30 years old, spoilers. He's got these little army of penguins running around, and I'm thinking, why? Just why? With his backed up with his penguin, with his freaking army of clowns and penguins. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, ever since then, that scared the crap out of me.
Mm.
And penguins are just not my thing. No, can't do them.
Yeah. So even Pingu.
I have watched the Thing version of Pingu. I thought that was hilarious. The Thing's my favourite horror film, and just to see a Pingu plasticine version of the Thing was absolutely glorious. Hit the spot right on there. It's like, yeah, that's cool. That is cool. But having young kids at the time, they were watching Pingu. I'm just sat there going, right. And nowadays, when my kids are older, for my birthday, they took me to a zoo. They have penguins. So I'm just sat there going, and this is an honest to God fear. I don't like penguins. And my friends are just like sitting there going, why don't you like penguins? And every time I have to explain to them, it's Batman Returns. Go watch it. It is messed up. It's so messed up.
I could just imagine you at a zoo or something.
Why
And
do
here
you-
we have the penguins, and you're just looking there like,
Nope.
penguins like,
I'm
accept me. You're like, no,
Nope.
you remind me of the movie.
Yeah.
my sign keeps moving.
You what, sorry?
What?
Are you sure you're not imagining this there, Dreamer? Well, seriously, man, I don't know.
Why is my sign moving? Oh,
Hmm?
this is a Halloween special.
Oh,
Ah.
God.
Up to his little tricks.
Sorry,
Mhm.
I just
That's so funny.
sorry, Sarah.
That's okay. No worries. Okay, so just a quick question then. So this next question is going to be a little bit about getting to know you guys as people as well, because obviously, usually Dreamer's always into interviewing everyone else. You guys are fairly new, and I kind of wanted it to be a bit of an icebreaker as well. So what I wanted to ask was basically, what 3 things define you as a person? I know that's a strange question, but what 3 things do you think that define you as a person? Have a think. If you want to go first, Dreamer.
3 things define me as a person.
Mhm.
Well, I believe in what I do.
Mhm.
Number 2, I'm true to myself.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I can't be true to anybody else.
Yep.
Number 3, I'm loving. I have a real strong belief in karma, and I have a real strong belief in love, and that works together.
Oh, yeah, like a yin and yang, isn't it? Mm. What about you, Sarah? What 3 things define you as a person?
I will give everything I can 100%.
Oh,
Whether it is literally changing a baby's bum to doing something else, there's no point doing it unless you're going to give your all to it.
Yeah, love that.
I believe everyone's an individual.
Yeah.
Which in life helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Third thing finds me. I don't know. Oh, it's hard when you put on the spot and you get asked these. And,
yeah.
I'm just used to being me. I don't really think about it.
Yeah.
I would say I'm caring.
Yeah.
Overly so. It's one of my downfalls, but it defines me. I forgive. I forget. Well, I don't forget, but I forgive and I move on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I think we have similar traits because you're very similar, and when you say that, because I think I'm like that as well. I think I am learning to be a bit more assertive. That's taken me a bit of time though, because like when you're naturally quite a giving person and you're quite, I don't know, you've got a heart that wants to just help people. It took me a very long time to find my boundaries, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to help everything and everyone. I still do to a degree, but now I'm organizing my time better. So it's kind of like thinking, right, okay, I've got this idea, but now how do I make it into a tangible, realistic, structured way? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's trying to combine your logic with your heart, isn't it really? So yeah, I hear you on that. What about you,
Tough one, very tough one.
What 3 things you want?
3 things I know. I said one thing I'm very proud of. I'm accepting of different people.
Hmm.
I'm accepting of what they are, who they are. Because it doesn't matter if you're gay, bi, trans, part of the LGBTQ community, even if you're not, straight, whatever. I accept people on who they are. Also not who they are, but if I can get on with someone like we're talking together now, I will get on like that with everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Just it's just the way I am. I've got a
yeah,
lot of friends who are in the community and the LGBTQ community, and also ones that are not, and I take them all on the same level.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
all on the same level. I don't show favoritism. I don't hate anybody.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
amazing.
I just don't. I don't have time in my life to go and hate on somebody or something. I'll just get
Yeah,
on with it. I really don't care for anybody who hates other people. I
mhm.
just get on with it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
that's a really good way to be. So that's number one.
Um. Yeah. Number two, I'd say it's probably a bad thing is I'm also a perfectionist,
Mm,
and with that, I'm also quite hardworking. If I see something that if someone gives me a job, I will do it until I can. I will do it unless I can't do it because there's something not working with it,
mm,
or I will do it until it's done and it's 100% perfectly done. I
yeah,
don't mess around with it at all.
mm, mm,
That's a 2-in-1 on that one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about your third one?
Ooh.
So what's the third thing that defines you?
Ooh.
So you're
Aside
accepting of other people, you're a
yeah,
perfectionist. What else would
yeah,
you
which
say?
can be a bad thing. I think I'm just very chilled out.
Yeah,
I am very. I never used to be like this.
yeah,
I used to be really, really like. How should I say? Wound up like a really tight wire, wound up like a really tight rubber band.
yeah,
I'm really chilled out nowadays. I think I'm just too long in the tooth to be,
yeah,
wound up or anything. I just take stuff as it is. As a case of like, oh, that's a bad thing. Okay, yeah, get on with it. Whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
I'm too chilled out to give a shit nowadays. To be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, too chilled.
I remember actually a while back, and I was reading this. I can't remember who said it, but he said that if you accept everything that comes along, learn from the bad, and embrace the good, you'll have a very easy life.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is
Pretty much.
quite
Yeah.
funny actually, because I've noticed like since I've kind of stopped always having to have my say in things, and I used to be like, because I was quite well, it sounds argumentative, but I like to put my point across.
Mm,
And then I realized you don't have to do that to everything. I was like,
yeah.
okay. And then I learned to kind of just chill, like you say, and
Yeah.
it's just made my life a lot easier because it's like now I don't need to explain myself, I don't need to fight back, I don't need to do anything. As long as you accept yourself and you accept the
Yeah.
people and you have good people in your circle that support you but equally are truthful to you as well.
Mm,
That's all that matters really, you
That's
know.
it.
yeah. Absolutely agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like that choose your battles wisely, isn't it? You don't need to fight
yeah.
everyone.
Sun Tzu.
Everyone,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
minute I stopped looking at all the negative stuff, my life just changed. I just stopped.
Yeah.
I just thought, what's the point? Because you're never going to win a battle if there's a saying that I always used to read sometimes when I was going through some hard times, and it said, if you spend your life trying to prove yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you, it's you're actually battling something that you cannot win, because the battle is within themselves.
Yep.
You know, which is quite profound, really. And I realised that actually, yeah, because a lot of the statements that were said about me, I think in the past, were very untrue. So you realise that actually all this is just stuff. You know, it's like, imagine it's all external stuff, isn't it? It's just like everyone's got these opinions, and it's like, and you're kind of sitting there and you're just like, you know, and I just stopped reading it. I just thought, do you know what? I've got a job to do. I've got to go and do it. I've got to stop thinking about all this external stuff. And then the minute I did that, things started happening.
Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody has one.
Yeah, my friend used to say that. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so with Halloween coming up, have any of you got plans for this Halloween? What are you doing? Are you watching a film? Are you going out? What are you guys up to? Let's go back to front this time. Let's go with them.
I was supposed to be going out on Saturday night. Unfortunately, I'm actually still recovering from a pretty bad illness, so I'm still getting over a really bad chest infection. And even though I've come off the medication for the second time, I went out today to the cinema, and yeah, I've come back and I feel twice as shitty as what I did this morning.
Aww.
So I will be staying in. I've got my youngest coming over for a little bit, so I'll see my youngest daughter, and I'm literally just going to think Saturday night, stick some decent films on, get some munchies, and just chill. I'm not sure what films I'm going to watch yet. Might be horror. Might watch all of the Mad Max films again. I have no idea. No idea.
Fair enough. What about you, Sarah?
Out on Saturday night, our local rock club opened last week. Since the beginning of COVID, they've waited till they felt it way. There was the first club in the area to actually close before the government announced it as well.
Right,
so I feel very safe.
That's good.
That's Saturday night, and it's their Halloween night, so everyone's dressed up. You don't get in if you're not dressed up. And then actually, on Halloween, the kids are doing a display in the garden with fog machines and sacrifices and their friends. And
that's
nice,
amazing.
excellent.
Won't give sweets out because we'll scare them away.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, what are you dressing up as then?
I'm just going as I normally do a witch or a ringmaster, but this year I'm going as like a warlocky type wizard thing.
Cool.
Big cloak and
nice
belts
so
and leather and stuff.
Nice. That's so cool. Take pictures. That'll be really good. What about you, Will? Are you doing anything for Halloween?
Not this year. I think I'm just gonna pretty much stay in. I'm just saving. I'm getting ready to travel next year. So I'm gonna go to Houston, Texas for a week and stay at a friend of mine's house. I still need to set that up. Plus, I'm also going to be going back to Laughlin again in February or March. I would like to go back home to Loch Ness, but
you're going to go back to Scotland?
Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm just waiting to see what happens with airways and traveling bans and traveling restrictions. But my heart just wants to go back to Loch Ness for 2 weeks and just get in touch with my ancestors and get in touch with my the remains of my past, you know. And hopefully the beastie too. So, you know, I have something for that. For that, I'll tell you, I have something to say to that monster. It would mean a great deal to me if it would mean something intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, physically, if I could do that. I well,
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll say what else I was going to say for another time, but yeah, I'm just gonna be hanging out in Dreamland Studios, either practicing or working on graphics or watching a movie.
Yeah.
Just trying to unplug, decompress.
I think I'll probably go out at some point. I'm not too sure which day though, because I've got people messaging me saying, "Come out on Friday," and then there's somebody else going, "Come out on Saturday," and I'm like, and then I've got to sort my hair out. I've got to get that redone, and then I'm gonna have to find an outfit, and it's like, But I will, huh?
Bin bag.
Bin bag. Oh God, possibly. I might do it for trick or treaters. So when they come over, they'll see me in a bin bag. I'll be like, "Yes, this is Halloween, bitches."
You know what Halloween's good for, right?
Toffee apples.
Seances.
Oh yeah. The thing is, though, I quite frequently do tarot, so it won't be any different for me. No. Maybe it should be the day where I don't do it.
See, I live right near a graveyard, like so it's just all the kids that sneak in there.
Yeah.
There's that too.
I might get some gifts though for the kids, because I think there'll be quite a few on my street, I imagine. But apparently there's some companies that are doing these little trick or treat bags with loads of candy in it. But we'll see.
Poundland has a few of them, I think.
Have they?
I think so. Yeah. I've seen some adverts and then people buying them from there. So yeah, I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I kind of want to do something quite eerie, but at the same time, it's like, well, my life's quite eerie anyway. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably just go out. To be fair, I'll probably go out, and then on the Sunday, Halloween is on the 31st or 30th.
Yeah, Sunday, yeah, Sunday night, yeah.
31st. So what I might do on the 30th, on the Sunday, I'll probably watch a horror, or I'll probably might do like a little tarot reading or something, and then see how that goes, and then yeah, should be all good, because I'm sure I tend to do because I'll have to do something with friends, and I'll have to do something like alone, like as in like, you know, on the actual day, and then, but I do want to watch a movie. I think, because that's quite cool, isn't it? When you watch like a horror, you get your cheese and biscuits in, and yeah, you have a few munchies. Can't beat that, really, can you? To be fair.
Munchies in a movie, always good on a weekend.
Yeah, totally.
It's the best way to be sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
You
What's the best Halloween function you've ever been to, Dreamer?
Good question.
Halloween function.
Yeah, so whether it's been like an event or a party, or like, I don't know, whether it's been something you've done at home, you know, what has been the best time at Halloween?
I would definitely say the best time on Halloween that I've ever had personally was being at my father's cemetery and having a seance.
Really?
With a Ouija board involved.
Really? Were you by yourself, or were you with other people? This is Steve's territory. This is. Steve Gore. He does all this paranormal stuff.
I was with other people.
Okay.
And there wasn't a big party. This was a serious gathering.
Okay.
And I remember hearing that one girl looked at me and she got a shocked look on her face. I looked at her,
Mm.
and about a week later, I asked her, I said, "What were you looking at me so weird for? What's going on?" She goes, "Don't you remember anything?" I said, "No, I don't." She goes, "Something overcame you." I said, "Something overcame you?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Your eyes changed color,
Mm.
and the complexion and expression
Mm.
on my face got kind of dark."
Mm.
And
So you're channeling?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I know all these terms. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I came in contact
Mm.
with the one whose name you're never supposed to mention.
Oh, okay. Well, don't mention it because I don't want to jinx it.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So ever since that moment,
Yeah.
some real strange things have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine because you obviously went to that realm or that point of where you could channel because you allowed it in. So yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, no, I mean, talking of which, I mean, we've got that group now called, well, it's Steve's group called Decayed Paranormal, I think it's called, and he works a lot with spirits. So I think he's like friends with someone from Most Haunted, and he does a lot of seances and things like that. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. I mean, we are looking at possibly creating a show and putting it on Rangebury TV in relation to that because he does a lot of these. I tend to just kind of stick to my tarot because I feel safer with it, if that makes sense. I like being at my home and knowing what my guide is, as opposed to going to
Yeah.
like a place where there's like God knows what, It's like so. I mean, yeah, it's all good. Um, but yeah, so that's the best thing. That's the best thing that happened. So what about you, Sarah? What's the best event you've ever been to, Halloween wise?
It would have been who I used to babysit for when I was younger. The
Yeah.
family had a party,
Mhm.
and it was a party. It was
Yeah.
everyone was dressed up. Every room in the house, even under the stairs,
Yeah.
was decorated. There was apple bobbing.
Yeah.
There was the music going on, and then when the younger children went to bed, there was a different turn in the music.
Yeah.
They had light show going on in the back garden.
Mm.
It was just one of those where the atmosphere was electric.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so I've gone absolutely love the club that does the Halloween nights. That's
Mhm.
always fantastic. But this was one of those where you just was like walking into a haunted house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd babysat, several times
Yeah.
a week. I knew this house inside out, but the way they decorated it, it was like a whole another place that you just went into.
That's amazing. I love it when people put that kind of effort in as well, because it just shows like, wow. I mean, yeah, that sounds amazing. Something similar. Well, we didn't have it wasn't a Halloween party at ours, but when we did club nights and stuff, we used to have Halloween themed stuff, and that was really fun. And yeah, I know what you mean. It's awesome when you have that atmosphere somewhere, isn't it? It's really, really good. What about you, Em?
I haven't been out on Halloween for Christ a long time, a long time. We're going well over 10 years now.
Mm.
I'd say probably the one that sticks out the most was my third year of my degree, and I ended up DJing a Halloween Headbangers Ball at university,
Amazing.
and it was out of the blue. It was literally I was only asked literally like 3 days before to do it,
Mm.
and bearing in mind I hadn't DJed at that point I think for about 3 years.
Mm.
So this is me getting all my gear together and everything, really last minute. And then going in there, and I don't think there was a single song or a single moment from literally when we opened to when we closed where it wasn't packed. Dance floor was full the entire time. I didn't get a chance to go on the dance floor because I was DJing literally all night for about 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm just sat there. I'm just stood there, and I couldn't believe it. I thought we would have got about 30, 40 people. It's a weekend. People go away on weekends, from university. We had 175 people in on a venue where we had to literally. There were people coming in and out because they weren't allowed everybody in the venue at the same time.
Wow.
There were that many people, and it was bonkers. And ever since then, I think I DJ'd every month nearly. Doing an event every month since then, and then it ended up going full time after that. So it was
cool.
It was crazy, absolutely craziness.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that. It was a really good night. I passed out at the end of the night though, which was kind of bad, but I drank way too many energy drinks that week just to get stuff sorted. That was bad. The amount of Relentless, I haven't touched Relentless since. So I won't go near cans of Relentless at all. I can't even look at them on a shelf now. It just gets bad flashbacks.
Yeah, well, if you exceed them, if you exceed the suggested dosage,
it's not good.
A bit like alcohol, really, isn't it? Let's be fair.
Yeah, it's really bad when I know it's going to get a bit graphic, a bit disgusting. When you've had that many cans of Relentless and you start peeing Relentless, that's just wrong. Oh, so bad. But now it's like we have these. We have these now.
Yeah, nice that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. I've got to be careful with my sugar levels. So what I do is I have the Red Bull Light one.
Yeah. So these don't actually have any sugar in them.
No way.
That is no sugar whatsoever in this.
Oh, why have I not heard of this?
They've got a full Monster of a full no sugar range.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know this was no sugar until last week. So yeah.
Yeah, I quite like these energy drinks.
I don't take them that often. It's only when I've been up all night and I need to be awake the next day. But I try not to drink them as much as I used to.
Yeah, I tend to drink flavored waters a lot during the day. But like I say, I like my squash. I know that's really sad, but I'm really picky about my squash as well. Like I like my elderflower and apple, and I like all that stuff. Thing is, what it is I like my soft drinks as well. So I like my diet stuff. I just got to be careful about sugar content. So that's why I tend to that's why I like the Ribena really light drink. I love that one. Like, when you have those meal deals with the sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's coming off the shelf. Ribena really light. It's really funny. But yeah. So, okay. So in terms of, we've talked about obviously some of the things that scare you. Have you ever had a ghostly experience? Now, I know Dreamer will have had quite a few of these. Have you ever had something that's been quite spooky, or? What about you, Sarah?
No, really.
Yeah.
I seem to attract things.
I have something I could add to that. After Sarah said.
Main one was I suffer with severe migraines, as in the ones that you're comatose and seize during the bad ones.
I'm with you there. Yeah.
Was a child, and I've suffered with them since I was 9 years old. So I think I was about 11 at this point. And it's my mum just used to leave me in a room. There's nothing you could do for me. 24 hours hospital. It's that kind of thing, but up to 24 hours, just leave me to it. And it's I remember getting pushed back in my bed. No idea. And my dog would always sit with me during a migraine or lay on my bed. And then I just remember getting pushed back into bed and then a light at the bottom of my bed. Just this bright figure light. And and it's odd because I don't normally remember what happens during a migraine. It knocks out my memory. And yeah, it was calming. And it was a really bad migraine. I think I did end up needing lots of medication like a couple of hours later. But yeah, it was
so you
it
saw
was just
sort of
calming. It was I always say it was my granddad. I don't know who it was.
But you felt like
but nobody was upstairs at all, so we don't know whether I was going to have a seizure and I was going to come out my bed or not. But I remember someone pushing me back into my bed and then this light at the bottom.
Wow. Interesting. I love hearing about stuff like this because there's so many people that I know that go through it, but it's so not many people want to talk about it because it's a bit like outside the box, isn't it? It's a bit like it's out of my comfort zone. It's out of my comfort zone. I can't control it, so everyone's like, "No, we're not touching that with a barge pole."
Yeah, like dreamers experience. Person who I used to see for Reiki said it's called transmorphic figuration or something. I've not pronounced it right, but I used to work in a care home. And had 2 witnesses to this, otherwise I wouldn't have believed it. I went into someone's room, it was vacant, and all of a sudden I couldn't move the right side of my body. And I felt odd. I felt like I wasn't in control, and I just saw my 2 co-workers' faces. They just changed, and they're looking at me and they're like, "Are you all right?" And I just couldn't say anything. I couldn't move. And then I was fine. And afterwards, there was like, "What happened in there?" I went, "I don't know. I just couldn't move the right side of my body. I didn't feel like I was in control." They went, "Your face changed." Unbeknown to me, a resident had passed away 6 months earlier. And they went, "You just turned into her and she had a right-sided stroke."
No, I'm getting cold.
I didn't know that whatsoever.
I've gone really cold. Yeah.
But I went to obviously Reiki practitioner, and I was like, "This happened." Because I say I kind of are a magnet for these things, so he always used to help me block things out. And he was like, "Yeah," and he described what had happened. And he said, "This is how you felt." I went, "Yeah, it was." And so he's like, "Yeah, we just need to put those defenses up a little bit more."
You tend to find unless you have. And it comes back to boundaries again. You know how I was saying, because when we're empathic people, we tend to attract a lot of this stuff, and it's because basically it's people trying to tell you their story. That's what they're doing. That's pretty, and that's why I do mind labs. Forgotten memories of past lives. I kind of tell stories, of stuff that have happened to me, or and it's interesting because the more people I meet who are in tune with that kind of, the other, I don't really know what to call it. I suppose it's called spirituality, isn't it? Where you believe there's an afterlife. But it's the more people I meet, who tell me their stories. It's unbelievable that it's so shunned off because there's such a massive community of people, and it's just so it's like. It blows my mind. It really, really does. Every time I meet someone who something's happened to them. But carry on,
Yeah, I'm really I'm skeptical because I know there's a lot of phony people out there, and I can tell them a mile off. So I look at everything with skepticism. I believe it, and I love science.
Yeah, same.
And literally, the God. And a way to explain it all via science, which is very tangible, is energy has to go somewhere.
Yeah, it can't be destroyed. I always say that.
It's just got to manifest in different ways. So you've got your reincarnation in that sense. Quartz holds imprints, so why can't people?
Yeah.
And it is just a recycling of energy. Even if you don't believe there's an afterlife, that energy is somewhere about.
Yeah.
It's getting used for something else.
Exactly. It's kind of like energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transferred. And I've done a diploma in parapsychology because I wanted to understand. I'm one of these people that needs to understand what's happening from a logical point of view as well as what's going on, because I can describe what's happening, but when you have a situation whereby you have the science to back it up and you understand why something's happening, it's so incredibly like wow. I mean, I remember watching my first Wrestle Targ TED talk. That if you ever get a chance to watch that, do watch that. I think it got banned or something, but it's really, really interesting. And there's also a Samuel. Is it Samuel Jackson? I think it's him. No, it's somebody. No. Oh, what's his name? He's an actor, and I also forget what it's called, but I'll find out later for you guys. But it's really good, and it's about all the sciencey stuff that people are afraid to touch. So what is the God particle? What is, it basically explains everything in a scientific way. And it just blows my mind when I watch stuff like this, because it's like, I remember watching this show, and they were saying science will develop more when it starts studying non-physical matter. Because if you think about it, if physical matter is just one state, there's liquid, there's gas, there's so many different states of matter, and they call this other state ether, and it's just incredible. I just love learning about it. So like you, I delved into the world of science as well because I wanted to understand it, but obviously it was like such a profound thing, such profound experiences that were happening. I was thinking, I'm a logical person, I can see things, what the hell is going on, like that ain't normal, that isn't the norm, so what is it? And I had to, and I even tested myself on so many different things, but as you say, there can be things where you channel and you don't realize it's happening at the time, but then when you found out later about the history of the place, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it now,
Yeah,
really
I've done past life as well, when I was doing
Past
Reiki,
life?
because it grounds me, and it's went through this whole scenario, major life event, and it was leading up to the death of who I was in my past life.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, maybe I've, this has just come out. I'm not 100% sure until I did a research. I actually found the building, and I found the history of the building, because obviously England's got very good history dating back hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And I actually could trace the event.
No. Did you find it?
It was and it was a fire in like this castle that was guarded. I say castle, like massive manor house. I'm going through an escape door now. In this, every role I've been in all my life, I've been caring, like I was a carer, and everyone's like, you're open and all this lot. And I was caring for children, like a wet nurse. That's how, far back we're going. And I remember the smells and everything. And I could tell them there was a trap door in this place. And they're like, yeah, that's not on the tour guide.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I know where it is.
Scary.
Yeah, that's so cool. Thing is, it's it's very naive of us to think that we are just just a block of like what we are, because something's powering us to say and do things, isn't it? Like when you think about your body, it's like a computer. It can't function without a sort of a brain, if you like. Hey dude, it's Rob here. How's it going?
Going, guys? It's going. I can only be here for half an hour.
That's okay. We're just talking some really out of the box stuff because it's Halloween special.
Okay.
So we're just talking a little bit about Sarah's experiences and some of the supernatural stuff. Have you ever experienced anything supernatural, Rob?
Not really, no.
No?
I wouldn't say supernatural stuff, but I always have like bunnies follow me for some reason.
What's that? Sorry.
I have bunnies follow me for some reason.
Bunnies.
Yes. Still have no idea what that's all about.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
like pretty much wherever I go, or yeah, they're always around me somehow.
Oh.
Bunnies are cool.
Yeah, I like bunnies as well.
Yeah, bunnies are cool.
I'm still trying to figure out what's that about, but
Yeah. What are you seeing? Physical bunnies or like ghostly ones, or
physically or ceramic or
oh, so they're like kind of like signs of bunnies wherever you're going.
wherever I'm going.
Wow,
It's like a
that's
symbol of it. That's
like a
scary, man.
symbol.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's like me with peacocks. Remember I
Yeah,
was saying
yeah,
to you?
yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Like not to be like morbid or anything, but both my parents passed away when I was young, so whenever I went to visit them, there was rabbits somewhere. I mean,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but
Maybe it's linked. Maybe it's them sort of showing you a sign to say that they're with you. Maybe, possibly.
no matter where I go, I normally see bunnies.
Wow.
Even on a plate or something to do with that is.
Yeah.
That's the only thing supernatural that I can think of.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really interesting because that's somebody else who's got that as well. Because I have that. Whenever I'm going on the right path, I'll see peacocks. There'll always be a sign of peacocks that I might come up in my feed. It might be, something like that. It always comes up. So yeah, that's really cool.
I have cats and I'm allergic to them.
Cats
really love me anywhere I
Oh.
go. Someone will say this cat's not friendly or it's a feral cat, and that's it. It's just drawn to me, and I'm like, it's trying to kill me. They know I'm allergic to them.
That's interesting because I love cats, and I have. My mum calls me Karina Doolittle because whenever we go abroad, I attract so many animals. It's just so weird. It's so funny because I remember because I went to Thailand and I was meditating with monks up in the mountains and stuff. And anyway, I was trying to sit there and get in that position, like where you cross your legs and you're sitting upright and you're trying to get into that zone. And this cat comes over and she starts meow, meow, like literally constantly. I was like, shh, because it's like a really big place, like they're all meditating and this cat's like meowing for England. It's like literally like meowing constantly. I was like, dude, shut up. I'm trying to meditate, trying to get in the zone here. And she's like, wow. And then she goes into the middle of my crossed legs and then goes on her back like this. I was like, no, you do not have to be this cute. That is not fair. I'm trying to get into the zone and you're just being cute now. And she's like this.
You try to be all zen. You try to be all zen, and all of a sudden the cat just lies on you.
Yeah, it's like, I want to be where you are, but you're on my lap. But yeah, my mum used to laugh because once we went out in Tenerife and it was really funny. We were sitting on. Sorry for laughing because it was really funny. we went to this little restaurant, but it was outside. So we were sitting outside having a couple of cocktails, and a load of doves flocked on our table. She's like, "What on earth?" I was like, "Look, I don't know why this happens." And then we went to the next bar, and there was a gecko that crawled. She was like, a gecko. It was really funny because when we got back to the hotel, there was a cat that followed us in on the lift as well. I'm laughing because it was just so funny because she was just like, she called me Karina Doolittle after that because it was really funny. It was just like, I was like, I'm so sorry. I says, I just don't understand myself, but there you go. So I relate to you on that, Sarah, completely. Like, it's funny, isn't it? When you can be walking down the street and then all of a sudden a cat will scurry across the road and go meow, meow, meow. You're like, hey. It's really funny. But, yeah, so everyone, this is Rob from Concert Junkies. So he basically
Well,
also
Yo.
does a lot of the interviews for Rage Breed Band as well, and he's also an affiliate. And he's on our team, so that's really cool. So everyone gets to meet Rob. So what we'll do is we'll probably ask you a few questions because you kind of missed a lot of the first stuff. But what is the most scariest film you've ever watched?
my life.
Mhm.
I'd have to say my everyday life.
No. What's the scariest film that you've ever watched?
I know that my everyday life.
Yeah. Oh, your everyday life.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. What about what's the best Halloween event you've ever been to?
I don't think I have been to one that's. I'm normally always working, so.
Oh, fair enough. And also, what have you ever dressed up at all in a Halloween costume or anything like that? Or
Yeah, plenty of times. 1 year I was a mime. 1 year I was Cookie Monster. 1 year.
that's so cool. Cookie Monster. That is.
I think I still. If I could find the photo, I'll send it to you later. Yeah, I've done. I think I was a cow 1 year.
Front end or back end?
That's so cool. I love hearing what people dress up as because you can just see like what their imaginations are like. It's brilliant. That's so cool. So you dressed up as a Cookie Monster and you've dressed up as a cow?
Yes.
So cool. That's badass. That's so cool. Okay, so what do you reckon is the scariest song you've ever heard?
Now I can't think of the name of the band. I'm gonna have to say probably anything by Dark Angel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of goth and
It's quite heavy as well, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Yeah. What about you, Dreamer? What's the scariest song you've ever heard?
That's a great question.
Mm.
Well, in all honesty, kidding aside, I don't know about scary, but I will tell you my favorite bands right now are Sainted Sinners, Witchbound. They're out in Germany. And kind of another gothic metal outfit called Monolink. Tanzwood.
Yep.
TANZWD.
Yeah.
With the bagpipes and everything. But those are the bands that I most can identify with.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Sarah? What's the scariest song you've ever heard?
One that always gives me shivers is Carol of the Bells, John Williams from Home Alone.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That one is always, I don't know why, because it's a carol, but it always just invokes those feelings of like ominous things happening.
Yeah. That's interesting. I love Home Alone as well. It's like, so I always watch that at Christmas, and Home Alone 2 as well. Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Em? What's the scariest song you
I think the track is called, Ave Satana. It's by Jerry Goldsmith. It was the title track for the original Omen film from 1976.
Yeah, I think I know
Okay.
what you mean.
Yeah, it's when you get to the point that it goes, Thanwing.
Yeah.
It talks, it sings in tongues basically,
Yeah.
And other than that, I don't think there's not really anything there that would actually scare me. But that one is very atmospheric, and it's the last thing you want when you're walking into a room and you're hearing that. It's quite, it's quite. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think you really need that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the Jaws theme tune.
Oh,
Da-da.
yeah, Williams.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Da-da.
That's another one.
Do you know what? Like, I am going to admit this right now. I really love shark movies. Like, I absolutely love them. If someone said, right, we're going to watch Deep Blue Sea today, I'd be like really happy. Because I don't know why. I love shark movies. The Shallows, Meg, Jaws, Open Water. There's so many of them now on Amazon. I was so happy the other day because I had a look on my Amazon thing and typed in shark. And all these films come up. I was like, right, that's me sorted for my time off. So weird that I like them, but I don't know why. I think it's the dread, because if you think about sharks, they're kind of like one of the main predators that have been around since the dinosaurs. So they never actually died off. They've literally been alive, like alligators, for all that time. They're like living, breathing predators, When people say there's no such thing as, anything like that, well, go and look at a Jaws film or something. You can see, well, you can see them, can't you? I find them incredibly fascinating. I don't know why, I just do. I just think and alligators as well, crocodiles, anything like that. I think it's because I just am so intrigued. I think I like being scared. That's what it is. That's probably what it is. But yeah, there's a bit in that Deep Blue Sea where he's got one of the guys in his mouth, and they're all in this thing underneath the sea, and Samuel Jackson just sees this white blob in the distance, and he goes, "Somebody tell me what that is, please." And then you see these 3 specks come through, and there's 3 sharks coming at the window. And they throw the man onto the screen, right, on the window, and it cracks the screen. And the way this bit in the movie, right, it just slightly turns this way when the crack goes, and it's basically they're in so much shock, and the acting at that point is so on point, because you would be because you've just realised a shark has just thrown a person at the window, and the screen's going to crack.
Yeah.
We're just going to be flooded any moment now. And it captured that moment so well. And then all of a sudden, the water came rushing in. I mean, how can you not be entertained by that? That is just yes. So yeah, that's my thing. That's my scary movie thing. But in terms of song, I probably would say anything from the Old Man's Child album. Defiance of Existence. I'm going to get all black metal here, like black metal and that sort of stuff. But it's such a good album. It's terrifying, some of the stuff, the sounds that they use on it. But it's so good. It's got a combination of death metal and black metal, and it's just it's brilliant. If you ever get a chance, check it out. Yeah. So I think, how long have we been on here for? We've been on here for quite some time, haven't we?
90 odd minutes.
90 minutes, yeah. So I probably will do one more question and then we'll head off. So my last question is, what is your favourite thing about Halloween? So should we start with you, Rob?
I think my favorite part of Halloween is people actually showing who they really are.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Very good answer. That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. What about you, Dreamer?
Candles.
Candles.
Candles, which is pretty much a regular around here. But just something about Halloween, and if anybody does any research on the Celtic meaning of Halloween, um, it all kind of falls together, The candle, candle.
Yeah, because there's a pagan thing for Halloween as well, but which I was reading about too. So that's really interesting. Where you have the thin veil, it's kind of cool. What about you, Sarah? What's your favorite thing about Halloween?
I think it is, for me, it is the pagan festivities.
Yeah.
Samhain and
Samhain, yeah.
all of that. I did write a piece years ago on how all the different religions have kind of piggybacked and taken their own aspects of it. And but yeah, it's the full festivities from like Halloween and end of the harvest and everything, winter beginning, right through till Christmas and Yule.
Yeah, I love this part of the year. It's so cool because you've got obviously Samhain, and then you've got Yule, and then it's like it's just so it's such a and the best feelings are when all the lights go up and it's so cool. It's just like this whole period of the year is just so it's full of festivities, isn't it? So yeah, it's really cool. What about you, Em? What's your favourite part of Halloween?
I mean, this used to be my busiest time of the year for DJing.
Yeah.
Like doing events. I mean, I at one point I was doing, I think it was one year I did 6 nights in a row.
Wow.
So
really?
that's this is a university, and we had like different parties for different things. We had like private shows. We had ones at university. I did like 3 nights a week at a university at one point. Now I think the best thing for me at the minute now is like I'm appreciating the fact that I can actually enjoy myself, like go out and enjoy myself and not be DJing anymore. Actually spending time with friends and actually having fun on Halloween, dressing up like a complete weirdo. As Rob said, the real you comes out, sort of thing. Actually being able to do stuff like that, actually express myself outwards that way. It's been so long since I've done anything like that. I'm just appreciating the not having to prep for a couple of weeks for a set beforehand. Not you're just chilling out and going, I can just watch a film.
Yeah, well, things might change next year, Em.
Oh, I know. I'm getting ready for this. I'm getting ready for this. I know it's coming. I'm waiting for the email from you to say, can you do this on this night? And I'm like, yes, yes.
Oh God.
I wait.
Well, the good thing is it won't be all the time. It'll just be like now and again. So
thank Christ for that. Yeah. I'm too long in the tooth to be DJing every night. Twice, 2-3 times a week nowadays.
Yeah. No, we're gonna be putting on Ragebury Club Night next year again at some point, and then we do our Ragebury live events and stuff. So we're probably going to be doing a Halloween special next year, which will be fun.
That'd be cool.
Which will be really fun, and we might even do one in America. We were thinking about something like that.
I'd volunteer as tribute to DJ over there. Just saying that now. I've never been. I need to go. I've never been there. I need to go.
Aww. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I've been to America probably. Been once to LA. Went to Hollywood Palladium to see Type O Negative. That was really good. Cold Chamber was supporting. And we went to Denny's afterwards. It's really funny. And yes, and then I've been to Florida as well, Daytona Beach. Went to Santa Monica as well. That was good. So I have been a couple of times, but I want to go back as well because obviously the band's over there, so we'll be doing more there. But
I've done Toronto, but I've never done America. I've never done the US. But I've been to Canada, and that was absolutely wondrous. Couldn't believe how nice it was. But America, I have to go to LA. There's so much stuff I want to see in LA. It's insane.
It is cool. I do enjoy LA.
Yeah, just so much stuff.
Yeah, the band, it's good for like music as well, and especially if you go sort of even Santa Monica area, where the beach is and stuff, and you've got some like bars over there which are really cool. So yeah, really really nice place over there. But but I'm sure we will get to at some point once we start writing this
Getting this done.
film.
Getting it. Yeah. It's getting there. It is getting there.
Yeah. So good. So good.
I gotta say, sorry, Karina, I gotta say, and since you mentioned Los Angeles, I highly that's where I live.
Oh,
Amazing.
wow.
I highly recommend the location on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Where they filmed the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because whenever that's not going on, that's the Hollywood Masonic Lodge.
Oh, for the stonemasons. The Masons.
Right.
Ah, interesting. My grandfather was a Mason.
Oh.
So that's interesting.
I've been asked to be a Mason several times. Just I haven't had the time to go to the meetings and.
Cool.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, I suppose we should wrap up really, but it's been amazing talking to you all and getting to know you all, and it's it's amazing for people who are watching as well, because they'll get to know how you guys are and how your individual personalities are all shining, and what you guys are going to be doing in Rage Breed. And I'm so excited about the next few weeks to come, because there's going to be a lot of changes. We'll be getting a lot of new recruits, lots of positive energy, and that's what it's all about. But do enjoy your Halloween, whatever you guys are doing, and I hope you have a really wonderful weekend.
You too.
So,
cheers. Take care, everybody.
Cool.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Much love.
Much love.